Hey, good morning guys. How's everybody doing today? So, you may have seen on my last few videos that I've been restoring this boat, and the boat itself is pretty much done, but I'm going to be working on the motor now. I've done a few things already. Today I'm going to tackle rebuilding the carburetors, but I want to show you what I've done so far, and we'll see what we're going to do today. Okay, so one of the things I did was I put a power tilt on here. The engine originally came without it, but the gentleman I bought it from had a separate power tilt, and it was for this motor, so I was able to install it, get it to work, so that was good. Now because of that, I had to change a couple of things. Because of the extra draw on the current, I had to replace, first of all, the rectifier that it came with. I replaced it with this one, which is actually a combination regulator and rectifier. Second thing I had to replace was the stator up under the flywheel here. They come with a 6 amp. I had to replace that with a 9 amp for the extra draw. Put a new set of plugs in it, and I also put a new power pack. I had noticed that the ground wire on the power pack had corroded. The wire had some corrosion in it, so I got a new power pack on there. So yeah, today I want to tackle rebuilding the carburetors, and I don't think there's too much else. I mean, the coils seem to test out okay. That's the only thing that I haven't replaced, but I think they're okay for now, so we're going to let those be for right now. And then we'll do some adjustments, make sure everything's in sync here, and then maybe check the timing on it. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I disconnected the cables, unbolted the front cover for the carburetors, unbolted this piece, and now I'm going to take off the primer. There's a couple of bolts that hold it on. There's a black ground wire that goes on here. We got to make sure we put that on there after. So once I get this off and out of the way, then we can get the carburetors off. Okay, that's disconnected. Now we have two hoses we're going to want to remove. So we have this hose here, which is going to go down here, and then we have this hose here, which goes up here. So we'll get those two removed and out of the way. Once we have that piece tucked out of the way, we're going to disconnect this linkage right here. You just pop it out, get it out of the way, and then there's 4 bolts on here, 4 nuts actually holding the carburetor on, so we're going to go ahead and remove those. Okay, once you have the 4 nuts off, then you just basically tap the carburetor, knock it loose, and then you can just slide it right off. We just got to disconnect this hose on the bottom here, and then she's good to go. Alright, so we're going to start disassembly on this. First thing I'm going to do is just spray it down a little bit. Alright, so first thing is we're going to take this cover off. Alright, so we get that in the gasket. Put that aside. And next thing is we'll take the float bowl cover off. One thing about these float bowls on these particular models, they only did this for a few years. They used a plastic bowl, and I guess they were having an issue with the plastic warping, and sometimes it wouldn't seat properly and it would cause a fuel leak. So just want to be mindful of that. off. And I'll take this gasket out. Alright, we're going to pull the floats out of there. Take this little pin out. And lift the float out. You got the little needle right there. Alright, so this is the kit that we're going to use. It's a Johnson Evinrude genuine parts kit. The carb kit part number on this one is 439076. We have 2 of these, okay? And this is basically what it comes with. All the gaskets, the new float, the needle in the seat, all the little O-rings, everything we're going to need to do this. Alright, so let's continue on. Alright, next we're going to pull this out of here. This is where the float needle goes. There's a little gasket on there also. Okay, next thing is down in here. I don't know if you can see them, but there's like a couple little jets in there. We gotta take those out and clean those out. Okay, we get those loosened up. I'm going to go ahead and pull those out of there. One. There's 2. Okay, so that's pretty much everything we want to get out of here. We're just going to basically blast this all out with some carb cleaner. Blow some air through it, and just make sure everything's clean. Okay, so we got the new seat. We put the plastic washer on there. We're going to put this back in the hole here. Get it snug. Alright, and let's clean that up a little bit. Okay, now the float, you gotta get the needle. put it on this little clip. Careful you don't lose this thing. Okay, make sure that's on there good. And then we are going to just slip this on here. And we're going to drop the needle right inside the seat there. Alright. And we'll just take our pin, slide our pin back in. Okay, that's in there. And we'll make sure that it functions properly. Okay, looks good. Alright, next, put that aside for a second. I'm going to pull these two plugs out. There's some little O-rings we're going to replace on those. I think those have been off in a while. Okay, I got a little pair of tweezers here. I'll just use these to take this off. Okay, we'll grab the new gaskets out of the kit. Make sure these are clean. Slip the new ring on there. There's one. And there's two. Okay. Clean this out. Alright, we'll put these two back in here. The other one. Okay, it's all nice and clean. And let's see, we got a new gasket that's going to go on here. Make sure this is clean. Alright, set that right on there. Go ahead and put our 4 screws back in. Actually, before I do that, go ahead and put a little thread lock on these. Keep them from vibrating out. We'll tighten these in a cross pattern. Just kind of snug them a little bit at first. And then we'll go ahead and tighten them down. Okay, I'll just give one final snug here. This was kind of a rubbery type gasket, so it's going to compress a little bit. Okay, that end's all set. So let's look at the gasket, make sure it's seated well all the way around, which it is. Got the 4 screws in, got the 2 in. Okay, now got the little jets we got to put back in there. Clean these out. Alright, now let's see if we can get these back in here. Easier with the tweezers. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky. Make sure you don't cross thread them in there. Yeah, that one's going in nice. That one's seated. Let's put the other one in. Okay, so those are both all set. Just make sure they're tight. That's good. That's good. Alright, that's pretty much it. We're going to put this other cover back on here now. There's a gasket for that also. Go like that. And then this plate goes on here. After we get these both rebuilt and back on the engine, hopefully she's running good at that point, and then we can go ahead and synchronize all the other adjustments. So you have two carburetors here. I'm trying not to confuse them, which is upper, which is lower. Easy way to tell is the lower one has the rod connected to it. So we know this one's going on the bottom. Okay, it's all set. Just blow that line out in case I forget. Alright, so this carb should be ready to go back on. Make sure there's no debris in here. This is working nice and freely, so that's good. I'll clean this surface off. Okay, it's nice and smooth. Alright, so that's one down, and I'm going to go ahead and do the other one, and then we'll get them back on the engine. Okay, so at this point we have two rebuilt carburetors now. We're going to get them installed back on the engine, and we'll do a few other final adjustments, and hopefully that'll be that. Okay, so I got the carburetors all reassembled, installed, everything's on here now. I did make some adjustments just to make sure everything was good. I checked the cables to make sure they were adjusted properly, make sure the cams are lined up with the marks. I took the flywheel off again, took the stator off, checked the timing mechanism, made sure it was clean, and had grease on it so it would move back and forth easily enough. So I guess all that's left to do is start it up and see how she is. Alright, let's see how she's running after we get the carbs all done and everything straightened out on it. Alright, well, she sounds good. I just got to take it out and do the timing on it, but I got to get her on the water to do that. You got to have it under a load. But yeah, fire's right up, it's running good, so a little more tweaking and it should be all set. Alright guys, hope that helped you. If you're thinking about redoing the carbs, it's not really that big a deal. You know, just make sure you get the right kit, take your time, watch what you're doing. You know, get a video or take pictures or whatever as you're doing it, so that, you know, if you lose track of what went where, you can follow that. That's about it for today, so I guess we'll catch you next time.